Testing, 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 testing. We're testing. Yeah, we're testing. We're testing. Yeah, we're testing. We are on to the 10.2. I'll write it down. Welcome to the Brain Project Behind the Scenes 10.2. Where we are reviewing the other video I made. Yay! Because I made another video about getting it. The first one was actually really informative, right? I had like 3.5 pages of these little sticky notes. It was really good. So we're gonna hope. I'm pretty sure this is the video where I actually broke down getting it into 3 specific parts that I really liked. And we're going to expand upon that. But I also remember before this, I made a little funny video for a friend beforehand. That's why these glasses. Pretty sure I changed them. We'll see.
All right. Welcome to session 59 of The Brain Project. The Brain Project being a formative collection of my thoughts to become a professional speaker. Hopefully you're working. Let's get started.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the fact that my eyebrows aren't there. That's the one part that is a downside. But I did really like the glasses.
My not real, actual work glasses. These are. So I was just having some fun earlier. And speaking of fun, got Kool and the Gang, amazing album, by the way. I'm forgetting the album name, but just them as an artist, they're amazing. Yeah.
Also doing the album stuff.
I also forgot my beautiful medication this morning, which didn't serve me too much of an inconvenience during the day, which involved work.
God, do I drink every video? What is that? Why just now? Really? Why do I have a different? Every time I'm talking about getting it, I'm drinking. That's
very
funny.
Prevalent now. Of course. Cheers right here. I'm just having a good time. I don't know. I felt good today. I felt good at the end of the day. I don't got much going on tomorrow, so I said if I'm feeling good.
Wow. This is really kind of disheartening, almost, watching these past videos where, borderline a year ago, I was, this was also 5 months ago. I made 34 to 59 9 months ago. That's crazy. Where I felt really good, like nearly every day. I want to get back to that because I haven't been feeling good lately. And I want to get to feeling good.
Why not do some work and just have fun while doing it? Right? Enjoy life while you can. The umbrella fell. That's a little embarrassing.
That is a little embarrassing.
It's an actual umbrella. Fun fact. These things actually, you see how that actually happens. So, all right. Let's get started.
Let's get started.
11 topics left. 11. Once, if you will. Once in French. Other languages. I know more, but I don't know them all in 11. So I can do it 10 down. I'll be good. All right. Today's topic, I think a little bit. Getting it. I didn't start the tea. Well, I'm drinking, I'm only starting tea. But getting it, I'm kind of excited to see. Also, I was thinking about this a little bit during the beginning while I was actually preparing everything for the session together. The fact that I have drank on a couple of occasions some apple juice on video, and I got a new tie. Look at that, it's pretty nice. I'm scared to get the exclamation mark drawn now, I'm nervous. I thought for a second, in the odds, the 1 to a million odds that 1, anybody else sees this video, 2, this video actually comes to light in the essence where I am a successful speaker. Whoops. Is that? Whoopsies.
Now I'm making a video reviewing this video. Which isn't helping. Like, if this video was never found, you would see this video of me talking about it earlier. It's all okay. I was, 5 months ago? Yeah, I was 22, the same age I am now, making this video, almost 23. It's fine. I can drink alcohol. I apparently do it more times than I remember on video, recording, speaking, practicing sessions, but whatever, we're here.
I thought we covered that. All right, sounds good. So let's get started. I swear I had 2 sips. That's insane. It's more the ADHD than everything. It kind of enhances, I will say, with alcohol.
But also doesn't.
You would think it would slow down, but no, it kind of gets me more ramped up, more excited to move on to different topics. Speaking of different topics, getting it. I like this topic. I remember liking it when I first chose it. I remember liking it now. We did game last time. Well, we didn't necessarily do it, but we had it as a topic, and I want to switch it up every time. So it's going to be story version today. I don't know the demographic, but the main message is a little confusing.
I just realized this lamp, like right here, I have in the basement, and I just have it, like there's a space in my living room right now where I need a lamp, and I was like, man, this sucks that I have no lamp. I have that lamp. I'm gonna bring that lamp. Okay, I'm sorry. This is super unrelated to the video. I just remember, I was like, I really like this lamp. Where is that? I still own it. Bring lamp and playing cards. I still need to get those playing cards from basement up. Yeah. What was the other one? Oh yeah, reprint. We're gonna die anyway, and that's beautiful. All right, keep going.
I'll tell you, getting it is confusing as a topic. We might as well.
Also, I don't know if it's just the shaved beard. Oh, first off, love the beard. Way better than this right here. I clean up with this right here. I like that. The hair, it's a bit frizzy. My hair right now is not the greatest. I usually want to like style it and keep it down a little bit, or at least, you know, I want it to be like that, like all the way down. But whatever. The beard killing. Also, it must be the beard or the outfit or what, but I'm pretty sure I have the same alcohol intake right now as I did in the last video, and I sound much more coherent. Maybe it's doing more videos or what, but it's amazing. I trust this guy. Yeah, way more than whoever this bum over here was.
I can trust.
Way more than this bum, 100%. Anyways.
Do this now, just to do. All right, I think we should just get this out of the way, because this is going to be specifically when we're going to correlate this with the depth int as the easiest version, of course. We're going to have a giant series of question marks instead of Google. And why is that? Because technically, there is no exact definition of it. It is a term, IT, not the clone, is a term that I've been using for a number of years to describe an indescribable feeling that you get from another human being who understands it.
And getting it is an indescribable, and yet I say indescribable, but then I go on to describe it, indescribable feeling for seeing someone else who gets it. That doesn't make much sense. I'm sure I explain it as I'm going on. Who gets it?
That's actually the best way to put it. There are some people who get it. There are some people who don't get it. And I say this in the nicest way to anyone that may be watching, but if you don't understand what I'm saying already, you don't get it. That's completely okay. Quite honestly, I would rather be a person who didn't get it, right, than someone who got it. But I do, unfortunately, and a lot of other people do. It's like it's a melancholic feeling. What's a good analogy to describe? Maybe
small fish.
If I was aware that the government, the U.S. government, oh God, let me not start with that. Let me pick a random government. Colombia, that's really bad. Alaska is part of the U.S., but screw it. The Alaskan government.
Okay.
The Alaskan government is really good to their citizens.
Okay.
Right? They treat them well. They give them good health care, food, all these different things. Not a lot of homeless people. Hopefully no homeless people. It has great, exciting activities around town. But in order to do that, they have to embezzle funds from a different country. Say like the next part of Canada is right next to Alaska. And while it isn't necessarily affecting a certain person, it like trickles down into a much bigger issue that's happening in Canada somewhere. I mean, this is purely hypothetical. I know nothing about Alaskan government or what's happening over there. But say that's the case.
Okay.
The Alaska government is helping out their citizens, but it's also doing something bad in kind of a return, right? While it's not intentional, it kind of follows the idea of intention.
What am I even saying?
That's what getting it is. It's the idea.
What? What am I saying? What am I saying?
I think we have an actual topic in there as well about paradoxes, but getting it is essentially a paradox. The phrase that
I think I might have wrote this on the last one. I'm making sure. Yeah, it is a paradox. It definitely is it's a paradoxical ideology. It's a paradox through and through. First one.
Say you never know when you're going to die, so why not live?
Yes.
Is a part of getting it.
Pretty sure it's one of my speeches.
Part of getting it, I will say, to some aspect, is the awareness that you never know when you're going to die. And I think that's a true.
This is one of the three. I remember this. Awareness that you don't know when you're gonna go. That you don't know when you die.
Thing of like a part of understanding it. If you are someone who is not aware of the fact that, like, truly your brain is not, like, you hear me say the words, but you're not turning the cogs into the understanding factor of me saying that you can and possibly can. Happens to less than 1%, but it is possible. Every
brain
year,
aneurysm.
people die from brain aneurysms. People die. There you go. Your brain, just like that, turned off, completely done.
Honestly, would love to do
and that is the most random of scenarios, but the fact that could happen,
research on brain aneurysms.
With the fact that you breathe air, or you drink water, you could choke on your own saliva. There's so many ways a human being can go in this world, and the fact that one of them is just something you can't control, and therefore you can't control any aspect of your life. You never know when you're going to die. Why not live? That is a part of getting it. It's the awareness that you're going to die, but also the joy that you're able to live. The paradox of it. So.
Wait. But also joy of being alive. Wait. Sometimes, I have to say, a lot of it, just yapping. Just my voice and vocal cords making noise for several minutes. But sometimes I say some gems in there. I won't lie.
While I say this, getting it itself is kind of a paradox, a paradigm, if you will. And you know what? If we were to research anything,
how much do I want to bet this nigga did not know what paradigm meant? I don't even know what paradigm means right now. Give me this. We're looking at paradigm right now. Paradigm versus paradox. Did I even use it in the right context? A paradigm is a dominant framework or set of beliefs that shapes how we understand a subject. Weirdly enough, I actually did hit that. Wait, hello. It is a paradigm. Because by the example or what I used earlier for the good definition, a shift into a new way of thinking, a dominant framework, model, or set of beliefs that shape how we understand. It's the shift, right? Use in defining it. Use in definition. That was, wait.
And it would probably be on paradigms.
Should I be drinking more when I do these videos? Like, well, where is this coming from? Like,
so I'm not gonna research today because I'm gonna make up my own interpretation of getting it. Essentially, I'm going to define whatever it is.
Okay.
Part of it is the awareness that you're gonna die.
Yes, that's one.
And while it is morbid, it's also kind of pleasant at the same time.
Is this not in 1.5 speed, or am I talking this slow?
The awareness of the lack of awareness.
Oh my gosh.
You have.
Sorry, let's just see.
A lot of people think they know everything. Like when you're a teenager, you think you know. I was a part of that. I was 15. I thought I knew everything. 7 years later, I realized I know nothing. I've known that for at least a couple of years now, but still, I know nothing. In the grand scheme of all things, I know next to nothing. I know a little bit. And
I think that's two.
That's part of it. Let's break it into thirds, and let's find a last third to define it, right?
I'm pretty sure that was two.
One big little Hershey's block right here. it's the phrase SWNL. So why not live? Right? You never know when you're going to die, so why not live? Right? The awareness of that.
Okay.
You know nothing.
You know nothing. I'm going to get some water. Give me 1 second.
That's part of it. And what else is the aspect? We'll get to that third one in a second, but I kind of want to work with these two at the very least for now and have some idea, because the main message, I think, is teaching people this idea, really that stems from these three main topics that comes from, what do you call ignorance? Because it's not ignorance without intentional, maleficent, like, what do you call someone who just didn't grow up knowing there was...
I actually do know what he's talking about. Ignorance, actually, maybe I've been defining it wrong. Is ignorance intentional? Because unintentional ignorance is a different term, I'm pretty sure. And hello? Ignorance can be it's both intentional and unintentional. Word for unintentional ignorance. Unwitting. Obliviousness is the word I was looking for.
Two genders. Is that ignorance? Because I feel like ignorance is the idea of being aware of it and still pushing it away, right? Maybe if you just never learned about a religion, if you've never learned about a certain ideology, any of this, and then you're introduced to it for the first time, well, it's new, it's strange.
You're oblivious.
I don't know if ignorance is that by definition. Still not looking it up today, but keep that in mind. Look up ignorance. It's something interesting to look up.
Do I even
let's just keep going with
this?
The rest of this and figure out what we have. For instance, what I'm seeing next is the beginning, actually. Beginning, of course, we're going to take them through the personal journey. The personal journey, while it is related to the story, a big part of it is the personal journey of how it relates to them. I remember this from my...
Dang, wait. Usually, I should say, as like a note for YouTube in general, when someone is not speaking coherently, it shows in subtitles. I'm kind of hitting this.
I didn't know how to connect them, how it relates to them in the scale of their journey combining with theirs, relating the story to their actual lives. The beginning of a new life, and all right, sticking point right underneath. But what do I want their new life to be?
Understanding
What do I want this to be the beginning of for people? I want people to get it.
Yeah.
Short, simple. I want people to get it. I want people to really get it. That's all I want. I want them to get it. Well, I know that not a lot of people will get it. I know a lot of people are choosing to live, and that's what I define as ignorance in my own interpretation. Ignorance in the fact that we are aware that we're going to die, but some people just choose to not care about it.
Yeah.
Some people know that there are better lives in a different land, and they choose not to go because it's what's convenient for them here, and what's safe for them here, and maybe it's pleasant for them here. Right? It might be more pleasant, more safe. They don't want to risk it. Right?
Skip some of this, bro. Like,
I'm not going to name names. Maybe if you do know where I am right now, this city where I'm living in is a perfect example of people who a lot of times purely live here more for just convenience than anything. It's cheap.
It's a lot of places. Yeah.
That's all you really need. Like in the grand scheme of it, you can find places that are cheaper and more affordable and more friendly, but it takes time, effort, and it's just not worth it, right? So you might as well live here, right? The convenience factor is a big part.
I say right a lot. I want to stop doing that.
That is our third one, is the awareness of convenience in our lives. That is a huge aspect of getting it. Not the idea, it's just like, I don't want to say it's not exactly just being convenient or living the most convenient life, but it's rather the awareness of convenience. That's a really long description right there, but that's like a huge one. Like, it's a part of getting it. I think these three combined, I have just defined in a very little tipsy way, awareness of convenience.
Apparently.
Oh gosh, I'm going to spell convenience wrong.
Awareness.
I think I spelled it half right. Who knows? Awareness of convenience. This makes up it. This is the idea of it. And this is the lesson. We're going to be telling people to understand, to be aware of the paradox of the fact that you could die at any
for
second.
Self and others.
Which obviously can't be for middle school. This might kind of freak out some kids when they're going to be like, Dad, when am I going to die? You know, like they might have that, but...
Okay, dog, can we...
But honestly, high schoolers might be really attuned to this. The idea of that, like...
Oh my gosh.
It may not work in every room. Some people might have, like, certain very, like, close related deaths in their lives. I want to make that a very audible effort. I am not forcing you to think about these things. Go to the bathroom. We need a second, right? But the idea that you might die at any second. So why not... People that feel like we knew almost everything, knew like a quarter max. And I know that because there's so much that I don't know. There's so much that people know that I don't know, and it all comes from really, the true aspect of perspective. But that's just my own, my own take on how to get it. But speaking of, while I said that out loud, actually, that is a perfect second win.
God, I don't know if it's just the recording or what, but my face, everything is so bad.
It's a resolve to the story.
Should we do 2 times?
Resolve to the story right here. It's
let's do 1.75
to the audience perspective. Right? What I'm going to do is tell a story, and I know my back's turned, but I'm trying to write this all out. It's a lot easier when Humble in your system.
God, you can still understand me. That's how slow I'm talking.
Apple juice. I say apple juice. Apple juice. Cheers. Back to the audience via perspective.
Connect to the audio. Oh my gosh.
It's not easy. I'll tell you that. It's very difficult to connect any random story that might connect to the topic to people. But what's easier is showing people a series of mini topics at the end, right? Give a long form story of this. Give them, hey, you know what this story is also like? This other person who's like this. This other person like this. You're making up people, but this might be people in the audience. A lot of general related things that people can connect from this story to them, right? And then they are starting to understand it by the end, right?
Okay.
Mini stories.
I see where he's going with it. I see where he's going with it.
So let's get to we have the secret sauce right here.
We need that.
I'm kind of feeling high school, but at the same time, this can work in like a key conference. I mean, this is like a life lesson type of thing. I see this being an adult group. We're gonna say adult. I see this not as like a retreat where like people are talking, but rather like a genuine like you want to learn a lesson about life. This is about getting it. Right? This is the thing that you're gonna pay me to sit here and listen to, and hopefully expand your mind to realize that you have been blatantly ignoring this thing. I don't want to call it ignorance because ignorance is like innocence. In some way.
Obliviousness.
The lack of innocence in some way. You are aware of it and you still choose not to. I think I would call it innocence in a way. I mean, what is innocence but the lack of, knowledge or perspective or actions that happen? Obviously, innocence has this connotation of like sweet and like childlike, because children are the easiest version of innocence. But adults are innocent too to the idea that we're going to die. A lot of people just don't think about that. They just know that they're going to die. A lot of people just don't think about the idea that they know nothing. Right? They don't think they know everything, but they don't think they know nothing. You gotta realize that you know nothing. Right? A lot of people aren't aware of the.
Do I just like forget a word every time? This must infuriate anybody. This one viewer who watches, hopefully, which is just me. Stop subscribing. This is a mini little. You know how they make ads and stuff. This is my ad, paid for by me, for me. All right. Stop subscribing. 12 subscribers. 11 of you go. Actually, all 12 of you. Why do I want one person? No, all of you go. Stop subscribing. Oh God. Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind. Keep subscribing. What did I do? Okay, good. Okay, here we go.
Of convenience that you have in your life. I'm an American. Like, I live a very privileged life. As an American, I was just born into this. I have no control over my life and how it is now, but the fact that I am here trying to give this lesson, trying to understand some idea of perspective in this, to live a life where I'm able to speak to others professionally and hopefully make the world better.
Perspective is interesting in this.
Right? I live a very convenient life. I don't have to do this. I could join another job. But honestly, I'm like good at school. I could learn some math, some science, whatever. Just make a job in the U.S. Make a very easy living. Travel, because I have a U.S. passport. I just go many other places all the time. Just get away with it. And, live a very comfy American life. I don't know. It's like, not a life, but I don't, because I get it, it's not. And hopefully, you're starting to see some level of, God, stupid umbrella. I hate that umbrella so much. Hopefully, you're starting to see some idea of what I'm talking about while I'm saying this. So,
getting
with all that, my interpretation
doesn't lead to an easy life.
Is really just, I don't want to say perspective is my solution. Find your, actually, I kind of want to switch some things. I have some new ideas. Because that came out of my mouth. Find your solution. Right? And that seems like a new version of a beginning, actually. Because while getting it is something that I don't realistically think a lot of people are able to even copy out, or they choose to reject the idea of that right there. Finding your, I don't know if you call it outlet or understand. Find your answer.
Find your answer.
To the idea of getting it. These three right here, and I'll write down my interpretation, right? It is 3 main ideologies.
Love the word ideology.
With the phrase that pays, right over here, don't have that yet, but 3 main ideologies. I mean, I feel like I should look up, if anything, the word ignorance. Now that I'm saying it a lot, I feel like I'm using it wrong. But I have right here, finding your answer. My answer is perspective. Right? Perspective, I'm going to show them that perspective is the reason why I do any of this. The reason why I'm living the life I am, the reason why I'm still alive today. is for perspective, right? It's for hopefully understanding any semblance of people who live different lives, wanting to connect, wanting to understand a life that's different than my own, and hopefully, in that way, being able to speak to that, the level that they are really able to actually influence their own lives in, and hopefully make their lives better, and then they make someone else's life better. Hopefully the world is a little bit better. It's very ambitious, what I'm saying, but it starts from just finding your answer. I know what my answer to getting it is. I know that some people's answer to getting it, so why not live over here, is to curl up in a little ball. Because honestly, life is truly terrifying, and the idea that you could die at any second gives people a lot of reason to not do much, right? Very understandably so, right? Why would I go anywhere when it's possible that I could get hit by a car, or that I could choke on some...
I'm like getting tired watching myself right now. Holy, like, say something. Down vote, bro. This is a bad video.
Oh, you could die from a brain aneurysm. So then what? You're going to die anyway. You have no choice or idea when or where.
Weirdly enough, when I'm pretty sure I was more drunk at this point last video. I feel like I was spitting more profound words. Now I'm just yapping.
So I keep my hands in it. This right here, the icebreaker. We're going to try to make a fun story. A story which incorporates the three main ideologies of living life, which also includes, and the best way to do, I should say, and that's a little cheap, but the best way to do an icebreaker, work backwards, right? Start with the why this. Have we used orange? Let me get up. Right here. All right, start with the why this. We'll do a flow change. Right here, change from the story. We obviously know that the story is going to end on a cliffhanger right there. We're going to have the illicit. Yikes, right there. I don't know how to write sober or unsober.
You can see me falling asleep.
I don't have yet. And of course we have the truth, which I have been constantly been self-criticizing over the fact that we have done a lot of sad truths in the past, and that's, I don't know, been a result of what I see best for the speech. But at the same time, we're gonna make this one happy. How about that? We're gonna make a happy truth for the first time. I think it's like 2 in 10. Proud of myself. Look at that. So we have,
talking about perspective. This really is a good perspective of just realizing how much time I wasted on these videos. I mean, like, think about this. This is a 45-minute video. I spent easily 15 minutes trying to explain simple topics, re-explaining simple topics, or setting up the board. Easily less than 30 minutes.
All these elements, I'm just sitting back and looking at this, okay? It seems like we already completed our adult and story version. I have no quotes. Notable quotes. Maybe I have, but I might skip a little bit of it. That's okay. Let's just work with what we got, right? Give mini stories of a major story that wants to elicit the truth. The truth is going to be backed up by data of we're never going to die, so why not live? The fact that we know nothing, and the awareness of convenience in the world, that we live such convenience.
I'm actually interested to see what the story I picked was.
It's a version of perspective. When you think about my life as an American, it is very different than another 22-year-old left-handed man's life in the Czech Republic.
I don't know why it's left-handed.
Incredibly different. There are people that are out in war right now that are my age, and I'm here wearing a silly purple tie, giving a speech to a camera.
Is it purple?
Like that's the awareness, the perspective.
Oh, it's gray.
So,
a purple tie.
Perspective, but the fact that I know nothing is another version of perspective. I'm trying to use that. Okay, so perspective, knowledge, and living. Perspective, knowledge, living. Perspective, knowledge, living. What's perspective? If not seeing, right? So see, know, live. See, know, and live. First off, that's the phrase I made. Sorry, that just came to me so naturally. Didn't even realize.
Perspective.
See, know, and live. And almost off the phrase came alone. Now, really with the speech, how much I already like this topic, I see this as becoming speech number 10. It was exciting. Got the speech 10. So, but the phrase...
Whoa, that's weird. That's weird. It is speech 10. I didn't really like categorize. I just had these like speeches. I knew what number 1 was going to be, but besides that, I knew it was going to be 12, 1 per month. I had it down to like 15, and I just did them and I crossed them down until I got to 12. But for some reason, I knew this one was 10, and that blows my mind. So I did as the PTP see, know, and live. See, know, and live. So see is the awareness of convenience. Know is that you know nothing. And live, it's like live, know, see. See, know, and live. I actually like that better. Know, see, live.
Amazing. So let me tell you a story.
See, know, and live.
I'm trying to think of whether it should be fictional or non-fictional. If it's fictional, actually, if it's non-fictional, it can be very good in terms of possibly artists who became aware of it. 3 different mini stories. Oh, that's good. I like that one. I like that one.
3 different mini stories
of non-fiction people. Right? It's going to be non-fiction. I'm going to find people doing some research that have done these stories. And I'll have them in 3 different scenarios. So speaking of, I already have the SS kind of covered. We're going to have 3 spaces unique to the story.
Maybe, I like it.
Possibly wigs. Well, like this is a wigs.
Okay.
Story.
Seemed like a wig one, apparently.
I don't even know as of yet. But
apparently.
They're real people. Live real lives. Probably, oh my gosh, why am I forgetting the word right now? Ubiquitous. Look it up. I don't care. So, 3 different lives of real people.
But that one I don't define.
And the main cliffhanger, I'm going to be, parsing myself out throughout these 3 stories, switching back and forth. Right? I'm not going to be continuing it in a linear storyline, but rather cutting 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 3, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 1, 4, right? So let me write that down. It's going to be non-linear storytelling.
A non-linear 3 versions of mini stories talking about those 3. I like it, but I'm not going to use that.
And as well,
I like this idea.
I want to have the cliffhanger be of these 3 all going through of struggles. Cliffhanger of struggles. So I don't know exactly who these people are, but I do know of what the story is going to entail. Eventually, one's going to be of someone realizing their own mortality and how scared they are with that. The climax of that story right there.
But is there more that I even say about this?
Coming through me face to face with the knowledge of that they know. They thought they knew everything, and they realized they know nothing. Really niche reference, but if you understand what I'm talking about, there's a TV show, Loki. I'm kind of spoiling the first episode. You can watch it, doesn't matter. He gets stopped by these time police, whatever, and he's trying to escape all this, and he opens a file cabinet drawer, and it's just a whole bunch of those gems from.
We're going to skip a little bit towards the end. We're going to see if I said anything more profound on Loki, the TV show.
Everything.
There's a second drink.
Is this getting it or not? And, I'll do tons of research with that. I'm not going to name any way-saver version of that, but we do live really ignorant lives, and the biggest part of getting it is just being aware of that. It's just showing,
it seems like I'm just reiterating what I've already said.
Right? And no matter what, I can't unprivilege myself. But the most that I can do, and the most that I try to do is give perspective. Right?
What did I write?
Trying to understand people
change
in this world. I
perspective
about this speech and how much I feel about it.
Here we go. Last 2 minutes.
The word life is, when you think about just how many other lives in the world, in different places, and different races, and genders, and status, and wealth, and class, and just age, and all of these things, it's insane. You live a convenient life. There is someone out there, hopefully they're not watching, but there is someone out there who has, in a scale of literally that certain class of things, age, race, whatever, has the most inconvenient life. That's true. Everybody else has a more convenient life than that person. Right? If we were to define convenience by...
Why do I keep bringing this point up?
You're not the lowest of the low. and I think that's truly the case. We just live really convenient lives.
Oh, the awareness and convenience. So I had this last time.
Getting it. IT. I want to get bringing ideologies to living life. I want to connect to the audience via perspective of these 3 different things of why not live, find your answer, the personal journey, sticking point, maybe leaving them with see, know, and live. See, know, and live. I like the phrase that pays, but I want to get a physical, that's what I'll just write. How about that? Physical representation. Oh gosh, that's so many words. Okay. Physical rep of the phrase that pays. How about that? I don't know what I want yet, but I want a physical thing of see, maybe just eyes, know, your brain, live, your body. Right? That's what I have.
Physical.
Let's see the speech, of course. Captain Crunch.
Rep of PTP. I like that.
He's enjoying the sunlight, actually.
Well, I should say, while I put myself on mute, I definitely do that. Try to give myself a little physical thing. Look at him. Why does he look so small? Anyways. Wow, I really did almost fall asleep while doing that. Thank you, past selves, for getting it. I wore blue every time. This one's getting 50% energy, 50% focus. But 10.2 done. I got a good solid 3 notes. So overall, 7.5. Feel pretty confident. Captain Crunch, probably asleep right now somewhere. We're going to keep it honest. But yeah, I feel fairly confident with all this. I feel good about putting this, at least starting this with 10.3. I already have some idea of how I wanted to start, but this is a really good way of doing back. And I want to do this every single time I do this. So yeah.